Oh, and welcome to another episode of MTG Stain Brewery. What is this, episode 13? Right.
Yeah.
This is the deck for my modern deck that I have built. It's a version of Eternal Command, which is a rug deck that won the Worlds one time.
I believe the blue-green version did.
Blue-green
May have
version?
been the rug version. You never know.
It's usually
It did
rug.
really good, I think. The one I saw got second place.
Mine's Bant.
Yeah.
I missed Lightning Bolt, don't get Hunt Masters or other burn spells like that, but I do get other good white cards like Sphinx's Revelation and other things that you'll see. So let's start out with the one drops. We have two Serum Visions, which normally we side this out in every matchup. It's really like Jund plays cards, like in standard played cards that were just good against everything. This is one of those cards. Lets you dig to what you need to in the first game to get what you want. You can take it out for whatever you want in game two. And the next one is two Spell Pierce. A lot of people play Spell Snare, but being on the play or on the draw, having a Spell Snare for like Lightning Bolts, Thought Seizes, Spreading Seas from Fish, and other things like that.
Spell Snare does nothing against like Lightning Bolt and Thoughtseize, but Spell Pierce does.
Yeah, Spell Pierce is really good against all those decks. Or like, I'm trying to think of what other things. It's good against a lot of stuff. Like really good against Tron, especially if you're on the play. You just counter their turn one whatever search. So then we got two Path to Exile. We do want four, but we can't really split them between two of us since we only have three. So I have had them replaced with two cards that are very interesting in the 2-drop slot. I think you'll like it. I'm not sure if I'd cut them now for Path, but it depends on the meta, so we'll see later. But then we started with 4 Aether Vial, which those of you who know is part of the one of the key cards in this deck for part of the lock. Every now and then you sideboard it out, usually against Tron, because you don't want Aether Vial against Tron turn one. You'll be able to like Spell Pierce or be able to counter whatever they're doing. And Aether Vial is really bad against Tron. Because it takes out a card and you don't have an answer or a threat to put pressure on early. So then we have 4 Remand, which is just really good. It's a really good control card played in like this. It's really just gets you to turn 4 where you want to be, or turn 5, depending on the hand. Unless you like just draw a card, cycle through your deck. So then of course 4 Snapcaster Mage, just a really solid card. Doesn't really need an explanation. It's just get you back everything you need. Like whenever you go turn 1 Spell Pierce into turn 2 Remand and turn 3 Snapcaster Spell Pierce, you're having a good time. The other guy isn't, but you are. You're having a good time. And then this is the card, Vine Lasher Kudzu. 2 mana 1/1. Whenever you play a land, it gets a +1/+1 counter. That's what's replacing the paths. And it turns out these are really good.
Turn 2 is really good.
Turn 2, or turn 3, like this, hold priority, play a fetch land, then crack it, now you have 3/3 on turn 3. And often, I've been able to get this much bigger, like 5/5s. Once had a 9/9. Did not lose that game. And then I played another one, got that up to 6. So, yeah, that was a fun game.
That was a long game.
That was a long game. So now we play 2 Forbidden Alchemy. The Normalist plays Thirst for Knowledge, yes.
Discards then Aether Vials.
Draw 3, discard 2 unless you discard an artifact, also in speed. Now, I prefer this simply because I like to keep my hand. I like to be able to, this also digs a card deeper, and we've thought about splashing like 1 black source.
1 Overtomb.
1 Overtomb or 1 Swamp. Still not doing it.
Probably Overtomb.
Ever. Just for the flashback, which is 6 in a black instead of 2 in a blue, which is the casting cost. So I really like it over Thirst for Knowledge. So, and now we go to Eternal Witness. Also a very key card. Lets you interact with your graveyard, get back good cards. Works well with Aether Vial, even if you don't have the lock, which is, those of you who don't know, you tap Aether Vial, put Eternal Witness into play, and then you Cryptic Command to stop whatever they're doing, and then bounce Eternal Witness back to your hand, so you can just tap Aether Vial, put Eternal Witness back into play, get back Cryptic Command, and just do this repeatedly until they either fold or you kill them. So, and even if you don't get Cryptic Command, it's just really good with everything else in the
Tron,
deck.
you're normally just bouncing lands.
Yes, against Tron,
you can't counter Emberghoul.
Yes.
And Eldrazi say cast.
Yes. And then we have 1 Click. Now, I've wanted to play 2, but I'm not sure what else I would cut for it. It's a really good card. It's really aggressive. And
combo.
Good against combo. Yeah, very good against combo.
Aether Vial that thing in.
And you Aether Vial against control decks or whatever decks can have counter spells.
And you hold up your own counter spell.
Yeah, and you hold up your counter spell. It's really just like Aether Vial. Poison Line, it's a good card. It's just quick. But and then we play 2 Kitchen Finks, which is just really solid. Same reason that a lot of other people play it. Gains you some life. Good against burn, good against aggro decks, good against wild and cattle. Just a really good card. Really good against control decks too, because it's aggressive. When they kill it, unless they have path, it just comes back as a 2/1, keep beating. Now we play 2 Gifts Ungiven, which was originally because we didn't have all the cryptic commands we wanted, but it turns out now it's just because it's awesome.
It's really good
Like,
with
you just
Eternal
give your opponent
Witness.
hard choices, and, like, if they get, like, Eternal Witness is really good with Gifts Ungiven. Like, I just get what I want anyways. And it's really
Like, you
fun.
have to put the Eternal Witness in the graveyard and give them one relevant spell. It's really annoying.
Come on. You just go for the lock and hope, and then which one do they give you? And you just put the Eternal Witness from your hand into play. And then we have one Cryptic Command. We want another one. Like, I do want two. Like, I was going to play three, which is what these Gifts Ungiven were. They were the two other Cryptic Commands we don't have. But now I'd rather just play two and still have two Gifts Ungiven, because Gifts Ungiven's insane. But I don't always like having Cryptic Command in the graveyard, because they usually put it in the graveyard. And I have to have the Eternal Witness now in my hand or draw it naturally to get it back. Because when you Snapcaster and you only have one Cryptic Command, now your luck's gone, you have to actually play dudes in a fair game of Magic, which sometimes can't happen because they're playing more fair and better. So, we're doing another. We play two Supreme Verdict in the main deck because Wild and the Cattle decks and all these aggressive decks that are out there.
Finity, Merfolk.
Findy, Merfolk. You probably die against Findy anyways. Breath of Exile might get you there, but Supreme Verdict is just really solid. And every now and then against American decks, like, they don't play that many creatures, but if they get like have a click, Snapcaster, you just want to be able to kill their dudes while not and they can't say anything about it.
If Delver or Fairies is ever a thing in real life.
Hey, there's
Fairies
one
is
Fairies
good,
deck down there.
but-
Fairies is a good deck. This is good against them.
But it's not tuned.
Yes. Then we play one Sun Titan. Now, I think this was the other click that I wanted to play, but not anymore.
Coincidentally, also good against Fairies.
Also, just Sun Titan's just good against everything.
I don't want Fairies to be a thing.
You don't for everything? No. Well,
Yes.
Sun Titan, it's pretty good. Getting back Eternal Witnesses that are dead, or Snapcasters, or Fetch Lands, or every now and then you just Tech Edge someone out of the game with Sun Titan.
A little better than getting back-to-back Mistbind Collected. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh god, that one. I happened to me
What
too.
happened to me?
I died.
Okay,
I was
we
like,
should probably get
man.
on with the deck
Yes.
now.
Sun Titan, really good card. Gets back everything. Gets back Eternal Witness. Get back other stuff. Like, I'm just gonna put Eternal Witness. Get back a 4-drop, and win the game. And then we play two Sphinx's Revelation. Now it was one because I wanted to play one Thrun, the last troll in here, because he's aggressive and can't be countered and can regenerate and kills everyone ever. Pretty good. He can also beat Aether Vials into play. Coincidentally, Aether Vials really good. But like, these are really good. Like, since we couldn't get the throne, we wanted to be able to stay alive and draw to our other threats. So, Sphinx's Revelation was the card we wanted. Really good card. Now we're going to get to the lands. With the basic lands, we play 2 forests, 1 island, and 2 plains. Now, the 2 forests instead of the 2 islands, which we had originally, was because we haven't been able to get Misty Rainforest. They're very hard to find, very expensive. But luckily, a friend of ours has a Verdant Catacomb he wants to use from a Lyripod, which he right now he just has American built. So he hasn't been building Lyripod, so... Luckily, yeah.
Odd things.
Wow, that's weird. But he still has a Verdant Catacomb, so we've been able to borrow that, so that's why we have the 2 forests. Because since we can't get basic island with Verdant Catacomb, you just need to be able to get a basic land sometimes. So, and the 2 plains, just because you don't like all our watches either shock ourselves or coming to play tapped. Other than these, and you don't want to always have to just kill yourself with a shock land against aggressive decks to use it. So, and we do play 2 Tech Edge. It's just a really solid card. It's good against just about every deck except Affinity. And it might be good once against Wild and Cattle if they play man lands, but I don't think they do.
Big Zoo does.
Big Zoo? Okay, Big Zoo. Good to Big Zoo. Now these, like, again, Miss Rainforest is hard to get. When we go to an event, we replace them with the Verdant Catacombs, of course, but... So, just fetch lands are just good. I only play 4, though, because I don't want to die. You play 8, you might just die also. You run out of stuff to fetch eventually.
Fetch lands are really bad against burn.
Yes, they are. Then we play 2 Colonnade. Now, a lot of people play 4. I don't, because that's not the main... It can. Like, you lock them out of the game and make them full. That's the ideal thing you want to do. Or just, like, creature them out of the game while locking them down. But Colonnade is good against decks. Like, against Tron, you can't really do much.
It's your backup.
Like, it's like, you kind of have to, like... Eventually, you're just going to have to Colonnade them if you can't get the lock, because Immercool... He's almost impossible to stop. Like, if you can get the lock, they can and stop Karn repetitively. They can never really kill you, but they can mess you up a lot. If you ever
Their
get
end game
untap
is
with
just much better.
Yes, their end game, which is why Tech Edge and Sun Titans are really good. You do that, you just beat Tron. Except against Bergman, he main decks Crucible of
Your
Worlds.
opponent main decks Crucible of Worlds and sideboards Crucible of Worlds.
Yeah, it's because he doesn't
You
like his
can't
land.
take
And we do play 2 Howls on it. It was 4 originally. But since we can't really get access to those Misty Rainforest, we had to cut it down to 2. So, if we can get those Misty Rainforest, of course we take it back up to 4. But until then, it's just 2. So we play Dute 2 Temple Garden. Because, again, Verdant Catacomb, being able to fetch them. We don't play 4 because we had to get the Tech Edges and Colonnades in here, but being able to fetch them, you really only need, 1 white or 2 white for Sun Titan and Supreme Verdict, and 1 white for everything else. So, being able to fetch the white source that you need to was relevant. We had to have that. Well, it was originally 1 Temple Garden, we had to bring it up because we couldn't get the Mist Rainforest. We had to get the Catacomb. So, we do play 3 Hinterland Harbor, which is the green-blue checkland. It is a very good card because the main deck of this is green-blue except for 7 spells and a few cards in the sideboard, maybe. I don't think there are, but you think I would know? It's right there.
Continue.
But so a green-blue checkland, since it's mainly green-blue, is very relevant. And then we play 4 Breeding Pool because that's the main land of the deck. Okay, there is 1 white card in the sideboard. And then so again, just being able to fetch up the green-blue land was very necessary. So this is my version of Eternal Command, inspired by another man who had it built. I have a different version.
Yeah, he
But
plays
his also
mind
deck.
sensors and got a same draft.
I don't want.
He's a more aggressive deck.
Yeah, more aggressive is one word. But so this is the deck. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be back. We'll be back in a moment to do the sideboard. Welcome to the sideboard of Eternal Command. So let's start out with just the cheapest ones. We got 1 Bezeju, who shelters all, because against those control decks, if you can lock them out of the game. They have a lot of counter spells. They can't counter Eternal Witness with Ether Vial, if you Ether Vial. And they can counter Cryptic Command, unless you have a Bezeju. So, that's just why it's in there, to be able to get through those counter spells to lock them out of the game. Then I play 2 Relic, because it's just really good against everything. If we ever have to pop it, that obviously means we're behind and we had to anyways. So, but just turn 1 against, American, or Splinter Twin, or against that one-time Storm. Yeah, it's really, really good against all of them. So, it's just really solid. We play 2 Pithing Needle, because you can't really just waste removal or other spells trying to deal with stuff. You just have to stop it sometimes. Pithing Needle is really good against Karn. If you're on the play and you have this in your hand, you want to name probably Expedition Map, if you have it, or leave up the Spell Pierce. But it's just really good against every deck. Good against Splinter Twin. Good against Kikijiki, good against American decks and other Colonnades. You don't want to really name Colonnade because then yours don't work, but just a really solid card. We play 1 Disenchant. Destroy target artifact or enchantment, 2 mana at instant speed because we're playing a graveyard-based deck. If anyone plays Rest in Peace or something that lets us not target graveyards, or with Cryptic Command, if we can't target them to tap down their creatures, Disenchant just, boom, it's gone. Because we don't want them to have that, because then we can't do much. So, or other Relics of Progenitus. We do play 2 Scavenging Ooze. Really solid card. It can be Ether Vialed in. Cost only 2. It's really good against, again, pretty much the same decks Relic is good in. You get to exile their cards. And in the creature matchups, whenever dudes are just dying left and right, you just get to make a huge dude and gain life. Really good card. So more people should play instead. But play 1 Beast Within because it answers, against Tron and American and other decks, you just want to be able to destroy permanents. Every now and then you just, might need to blow up a land like a Colonnade. You don't always have, Tech Edge or anything. And it's just 3 mana, boom. Gone. Really good against Tron. On turn 3. I'm going to blow up your Tron land.
Catch all.
Yeah, catch all. It's really good 3/3 Beast, but since we're, a really lockdown deck and play Revelations and other things, we don't really care. We play 1 Croson Grip. Because, again, Relic of Progenitus or against Tron O-Stone, being able to do this and they can't respond by cracking Relic or O-Stone or whatever else they use is really good. Split Second was an awesome ability. And
also
so,
removal against Affinity.
Yeah. And also, it's very good against Findy.
Just removal against
Just removal.
Oh, kill Arcbound Ravager, yeah. That's actually a good thing.
Yeah, hi, Octman Ravager, boom! What are you going to do? What are you going to do with it? Nothing. Split Second. We do play 1 Jace Bellerin. Now, he's really good. Yeah, your mind's been blown, Josh. Your mind's been blown. He's really good against, control decks, which is really the only time he comes in. Because he's just a card Avenge Engine. He's not a really threatening Planeswalker. And if he distracts them for a couple turns, that's fine. Because then they're not attacking you. But the card advantage he just gets is really useful. So you can play 1 Garruk Wild Speaker. Again, against control decks, he just makes Beast. Or if you can plus to untap your lands, leave up counter spells. And if you ever get the chance, ultimate and just kill them because he overruns, which is really good against a lot of decks when you get to do it. And we play one Glenalandra Archmage, which is just good against Storm, control decks, Tron. It's not on the speaker. Like a lot of decks, even good against Fish. Whenever after later in the game, whenever they have all their stuff. So it's a really solid card. Has Persist, comes back to block again. We play one Teferi, Mage of. How do you pronounce that? Zalfir.
Zephyr.
Zalafir.
Zephyr.
Zephyr.
No, I don't know.
Whatever his
Not
name.
Zephyr.
Looks Asian.
Shut up. He's good.
Which is really good against control decks. Like, here's an example. I was playing against the guy, had the Verdant Catacombs, which I'm pretty sure he might have forgot to let me use those since we played round 1. He didn't want to. I got Aether Vial up to 5. End of his turn, I tap Aether Vial, he doesn't respond, and then I put into Fury, and take my turn, and just cast, or I don't even cast, I just Aether Vial in a Worm Coil Engine right over there. And then on his turn he combusts, so I'm just like, okay, Aether Vial in, like a Kitchen Sphinx, and then Sphinx's Revelation for 4. And later I found out he had a Counterflux in his hand, but he couldn't use it, because he was already doing stuff. So it's like, oh yeah. He was upset. And then, of course, we play one Worm Coil Engine. Really just good. Good against Tron, good against everything ever. Being able to gain your life back, and just having a threat that even when it dies, comes back and with other threats. Like, it's really good against American. They have to have Path to Exile, or this will probably just kill them. So, that's the sideboard. I don't know why you did that. What? I don't understand your reason. But, oh, let's show them the sleeve real quick. V for Vendetta, that's right. So thank you for watching, and go watch V for Vendetta right after this, because it's an awesome movie if you have 4 hours to spare. So, have a good day. Well, thank you for watching this Brewery. Like and subscribe, etc., etc. Host Lackey number 2.